Anyway, mate, what do you think to this?
Cold.
It's cold, but do you think this would be better for our podcasts? What do you reckon? Do you think the vibe, you know, when sort of people are looking and they're thinking about people with daft hats on and all the antique stuff, that they think about Chesterfields and smokers' coats and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think if you have a bottle of cognac, some cigars.
Yeah, do you know, I know we're sort of looking at the idea of putting a taller table in, but do you think this would work?
Yeah,
what do you reckon?
I could live with this.
You reckon? It's quite nice. It's in good nick. Trouble is, it's in tomorrow's auction. How much do you think it's going to sell for?
Coming as with the
It's going to have to go as a suite. Yeah, you sell it as a suite. This one.
I don't know. I reckon it's got to be heading. It's got to be around 350, isn't it?
It has, hasn't it? I would have thought. Well, I don't know. Well, anyway, well, let's put it out. I'm just going to look to the camera now. What do you lot think? So tell us in the comments tonight if you think we should attack Lisa's budget and buy this Chesterfield for our podcast. Anyway, back in the room. Hi there again, everybody. Welcome back to Prestige Auctions. It's podcast episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go all Elvis there for a second?
Mm-hmm.
It's because we've got the Elvis auction this week, isn't it?
I learned so much about Elvis on viewing day. Everybody got a story. I don't know if it's true, but there were some right stories.
You got a sticker on you again.
Oh, that means something hasn't.
Every week. So anyway, back to it. Where was we? Podcast Elvis. Episode 9. And we've got so much to talk about this week because, of course, the challenge started last week. Thank you for everybody that sent questions to us and asked questions at the auction. We'll be covering that later on in today's podcast. But we have got other things to talk about this week as well. And, of course, the first thing is that this podcast, of course, is about trying to teach people about how to make money at auction etiquette, different do's and don'ts. And we're going to be covering some of those today. I think today's subject actually is going to be a little bit about that.
Bit of behaviour in the auction.
Yeah, I think, you know, we'll come to that soon. But let's talk about the week that was. So, like you've already pointed out, it was the big viewing for Prestige's biggest ever sale in terms of general sales last Friday, as well as the Elvis viewing.
Elvis special.
And it was also the staff night out last week.
Yeah.
Let's cover the staff night out first. Did you enjoy yourself?
Superb night.
Where did we go? Mission.
Escape rooms.
Mission Classified, just down the road from the Prestige Auctions on Clayfoot Road.
Oh, won the escape room?
We won it, didn't we? Yeah. So the everyone knows that we do have a bit of fun here with Team Lisa and Team Carl and all the rest of it. And it was quite funny because there was obviously going to be 2 team leaders, me and Lise, and then they did this like spinny thing on the computer, didn't they, to pick who
the random name generator.
And it was funny because we sort of got all absolutely we sort of got all the talent, I think, on our side. And on the other side, it was just all mayhem. The funny thing was Tom, who ended up on Lisa's team, actually said the week before, he said, I want to be on your team, Carl. He said, because I know on your team, you'll go into the escape rooms, it'll all be calm, you'll look at things, you'll sort it. He said, in our side, it'll be mayhem. And he wasn't wrong.
Could hear him a mile away, couldn't you?
But what was funny about it, I thought, had you ever done an escape room before?
That was the first one I'd ever done.
I enjoyed it.
I didn't think I would. I was like, oh, whatever this is, I'll go along with it. I'd had the 8 flash with me, so I'd warmed up a little bit.
See, I'm not a puzzle type person. No. I can't usually solve them, but I actually solved the first one, didn't I? And I was like, from there, you sort of get into a method of thinking. But I will give a bit of a shout out to the guys down at Mission Classified down Clayfoot Road there. They've got a couple of great escape rooms. We did the prison one, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we run sworn secrecy, not allowed to give too much away.
No,
but that's good.
And I think they changed it, though, didn't they?
Yeah, I do think they changed things around a little bit. You know, the whole concept of it was really good. You could get a drink in there as well. I don't think it was overpriced. And
I don't know, I didn't pay for any.
I know you didn't know yet. I don't think it was overpriced. I think, for the 10 of us, it was reasonable. The thing was as well, every single member of the staff got involved, and it was just a good laugh on it, a really good night. And of course, we got out of our room with 6 or 8 minutes to spare, I believe.
No longer.
Even longer.
Yeah, we got out in 44.
Yeah, and they got locked in because they didn't make it out.
They didn't listen at the beginning.
No, well, that's it. You know, the thing is, I paid loads of attention. I even recorded what the guy was saying, just in case we forgot something.
Yeah.
See, she's
the colour codings is the one that did it.
Yeah.
The padlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remembering that stuff.
Yeah, that was good. And because they'd not listened, they was more interested in taking selfies in the room than actually solving the problems. Anyway, we got out of there, and then of course the sort of the selling piece for Mission Classified down there is the axe throwing, isn't it?
Fantastic.
And I've never done axe throwing before. And the very, very first go I hit a 25, which is like next to the ball, which was like over the moon. And what did you find? The two-handed or the single-handed? Did you find
two in the end?
Did you really?
Yeah, yeah.
And let's face it, even though they tried to cheat, we absolutely smashed them on that as well, didn't we?
And I think the girls were superb in that.
Well,
she set off really tame, just like.
Well, so with Violet and Olivia, they were sort of really nervous about it, weren't they? And then
first few throws.
Then as it goes, they ended up going, and of course, then Ryan won the axe, didn't he? So
yeah, he got his little trophy for the knockout. He cheated on that. He got a free entry.
Yeah, he got 2 buys. Well, not literally. He got 2 buys. So that'd have been a prize, wouldn't it?
That was in the other room. Cut that bit.
Absolutely not. So that was the week that was for there, and then of course we headed into Friday where we had the Elvis viewing and the viewing. I think the first thing to talk about, just very quickly to cover the auction last week. I mean, 1,515 or 1,516 lots, biggest ever sale we've done. You've been with us a few years now, both as a customer and with us as well down here at Prestige, and the room didn't feel over full. Which is right, it's really, really strange. And
do you know what? That's 1,000 lots more than when I first started coming.
Really?
Because you were in the 500s, the odd 600s, with a comfort break and a trip to the garden or trip to the yard to do the garden items outside.
And now look.
Yeah, it's 1,000 lots more than where you started.
1,500 lots, and I never ever let these words go out of my mind. Yeah, other dealers saying to me, "There's no point setting up an auction room in this town. There's not enough gear.
There's not enough.
There's actually not enough days in the week to sell the gear.
We could probably run a Wednesday and sneak another 1,000 lots in.
I think we could. We are certainly at that point now with the amount of work that there is that we could put another auction in a week. It's not going to happen, by the way. But we are certainly doing next year. We're going to be doing more specialist sales. I mean, we've got 10 planned.
It takes 2 days to recover from moving this stuff in on a Monday now.
Yeah. Of course, you're coming in to help me with the ephemera soon.
Yeah.
I bet you're quite looking forward to that. You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
You like that sort of stuff.
But this week,
it's a bit boring, but
while you're on about ephemera, this week there's loads of good stuff in.
I've not looked, so don't know.
There's loads of stamp albums.
Yeah.
Some older ones. Loads of stamps. There's first day covers, which sometimes are not too brilliant, but there's lots of them. And there's lots of Grimsby memorabilia as well.
Which is always good. I mean, I like to look through that stuff myself. I mean, just a bit old-fashioned, but the history side of towns and things like that. So.
Front table, loads of it.
Well, it's going to be a good auction again. Of course, we're filming the sneak peek straight after this, so looking forward to that. But the viewing itself on Friday, I actually thought was a bit hit and miss. I wasn't 100% sure that loads of people was going to buy into the auction, and then come auction day, wow, it was a busy room. I mean, we finished the auction, about 5:30, something like that?
Yeah, it was. So when the storm was hitting, weren't it?
Yeah, which wasn't too bad. We was well ahead of schedule. I mean, on the target that we go for, that would have been a 7:30 finish. We got it smashed in by 5:30. The cars sold well, or 2 of them. The little Kia there made over $2,000. Nice little car for somebody that. And that is another thing that, when people are thinking about buying at auction, would I buy a car from auction? Well, absolutely. Not all cars that go into auctions have been chucked in there for a reason. Remember, we are house clearance specialists. We get a lot of estates from solicitors and so on. So the stuff that comes is very genuine.
Yeah,
it's just there's sometimes a reason. Well, why didn't the family sell it? Well, not all the families live local and all the rest of it. Sometimes the solicitors just deal with everything. So, don't always write it off that just because a car's in an auction it's wrong. But again, do your research, and check everything.
Get it at the right price.
So, Elvis.
What a day.
Do you know what? I felt that a lot of people came in looking at that stuff with suspicious minds. And
all day long.
All I wanted them to do was love me tender.
He didn't.
Oh, if I could dream. How much longer can we go on like this?
Well, it was a cold and grey. You gotta go more, wasn't it?
Be careful. Don't stand on my blue suede shoes. Anyway,
how can we keep this? How much longer can we keep it?
We probably for a while. There's a lot of Elvis songs, but the Elvis thing, of course, as we know, has been a very up and down kind of sale as anything specialist.
I was surprised at the amount of people who had not heard of him.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of interest, lots and lots of stories. Hardly any of them were true, but people were just making it up, and it was quite good. But I'm surprised how many people not even heard of him.
Really? And so there's younger people and that there now. But what was nice, there was one lady came into the auction room. And she walked in there. Do what?
My mum?
No, not that lady. She's a special lady. This lady came in with her husband, and I heard her say to her husband, she walked in and she was beaming, absolutely beaming. And I heard her sort of whisper to her husband. She went, "Do you think we'll be allowed to take pictures?" And because I'd heard it, I went, "Of course you can take pictures." So she went, "Oh yeah, is that okay? Are you sure?" And I went, "Yeah, no problem." Anyway, she got her husband to take a picture of the one of the suits, and of course he's there taking a picture. And I went, "Stand next to it." She went, and she's like, "Can I really?" And to see the excitement on that woman's face. She was obviously a massive Elvis fan.
Yeah.
She was stood amongst Elvis's bits and bobs and that, and she was genuinely over the moon.
And she'd heard a professional singer only 10 minutes before that as well.
Well, she had, yeah. Who was that? Lisa.
That did empty the room at the end of the day. We could all go home.
I'll tell you what we'll do, right? Just to give you an idea of what we're going to talk about, actually, with that. Here's a little clip of Lisa singing.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Sometimes that man is out to get me. I'll let you dream just to watch them shine, and you're just a step on the boss man's ladder.
You've got hopes and dreams
They'll never take away.
away.
In the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and it's gonna turn and it's gonna roll away. Working 9 to 5, when a way to make a living.
Oh my God! In the red dress after the Mission Impossible. Look at the state of her. But she thinks she sounds great, doesn't she?
Yeah, but she does sound great. There's another.
You only know she watches this.
I even got the Team Lisa mug today. So.
Somebody on Friday when she had a go asked for a first aider. Why? What? My ears are bleeding.
Look, we got that new Big D fib as well, isn't it?
We're sorry, Lisa. We're sorry. But no, I mean, Lisa loves to have a go, and of course, then the other thing, I couldn't do it, but you can see from this picture here that I've just put up on the screen that Chris, Lisa, and Tom all got dressed up, and it was nice to see everyone getting involved, wasn't it?
Well, everybody thought I was from Shawaddy Waddy.
Shawaddy
Waddy. I think it was an Elvis day, but it was Shawaddy Waddy day.
You sort of come in, pretty little angel eyes. But do you know what? I've said it again. I'll get
you know
about
what?
the kids, but whatever.
For Arch,
it was a cracking viewing day. And of course, the interest has started booming just a little bit now. And I'm hoping that, particularly for the vendor, that the sale ends up being okay. And I think, on Wednesday we'll know. Of course, by the time this is aired, the sale will have been and gone, and we're hoping that it's done really well. But we shall see. So that's that. So that was the week that was, and then we've done intake again today. There's a lot of stuff coming in again.
So I was hoping it wasn't going to be a good week this week. So I got no room to put any more gear. It was such a good buyer's week last week.
I bought so much last week.
Yeah.
So much. And anyway, let's save that for the challenge. Yeah. Right. What I want to talk about today is what people think about auction rooms and what against what they actually get. Now, if you go to one of the posh auction rooms, you're going to get sit over there, please switch your telephone off, speak when you're spoken to, proper silence, all the rest of it. We're not quite like that here, are we? We like to enjoy yourself. In fact, I'm just going to show you a little clip from Saturday's auction when I bought a hat.
Do us a favour, Ryan. Bring us that hat, please. It's now mine. I've wanted this ever since it came in. Let's get it on.
Get it on, you'll wear it all day now.
I'm going to wear it all day, I'll get so hot. Oh, look at that. Look at that beast.
Hey, it's so warm enough.
Look at this, Lee. This is going to do it for you.
Yeah, divorce.
Ooh, say that. Even that.
Now we've got twatting and
I can't believe she called me that.
Well, it's all over the internet now, isn't it?
I can't believe we're live on the internet and she comes out with that. But
it was true. It was a true story, wasn't it?
It was just a laugh, wasn't it? That's the thing, and that's the thing that we do about Prestige, and that's why Prestige is such a good place to come, because it's a good day out. We had a chap here, travelled all the way from Liverpool.
Yeah, I had a chat with him.
Did you have a chat with him?
Yeah,
nice guy.
Yeah,
nice guy. Yeah, and he'd come from Liverpool, sort of wishing that we were just around the corner. But that's the other thing as well. Now he's been once and registered with us, and we know who he is, and he's a payer. Then, I've said to him, if you ever want to bid out on anything, just let us know. We'll charge you the postage, the flat postage, and we'll send it to you.
Yeah.
And we have that. We have a chap in Swindon does it. We've got a chap in Wales that does it. And ultimately, we try, even though we're not online. We had a lady in here talking to me the other day. It was during the viewing on Friday, actually, and I was in the Elvis room. And she was saying, you should be online. And I went, no, we shouldn't be online. The general sales are too big.
That comes up every week on the comments on the feed, doesn't it? On the YouTube feed.
It's just such a hard thing to go online for an auction that's big.
You can't get through that amount of lots in that time.
Well, that would have took 18 hours to get through that auction online.
It's a 2-day auction.
Maybe more. Between 16 and 18 hours, I think that would have took to get through that online.
And it doesn't turn around that fast because nobody collects the next day on an auction that's online.
And of course, we've got to, with our space,
clear the room,
we've got to clear it quickly. So anyway, back to today's subject. So today's subject is about the things that you should and shouldn't do in an auction room. And I'm going to jump straight onto the one that kind of got to me a little bit on Saturday, and I was quite vocal about it, was people coming into an auction room and putting ridiculously high reserves on things. I absolutely get that people think, well, I paid £300 for that. I'll put a £40 reserve on it. But you might have paid £300 for something 15, 20 years ago, maybe more, and it's felt like a lot of money, but it might not be worth anything now.
Yeah.
And it's irrelevant how much money you paid for it. Look at a car, for instance. When you buy a brand new car, 20 grand. How much you're losing? You drive it off the forecourt.
So VAT straight away. What's that? 17.5%. The instant you get in it.
20%.
Is it?
20% VAT.
Where do I get 17?
I don't know. You're going back a few years.
Oh, what about my books? No, my mum does my books. You know what it is.
So you look at that and you think, well, it pains me. I mean, at this moment in time, we have a £1 lotting fee at Prestige, plus VAT. So £1 for every single lot you put through our auction. Believe me, we are cheap in lotting fees. It's something we may have to look at in the future, the way costs are going up. It's not something we're doing now, but
there's another jump in April, isn't there? So
yeah, and there's lots of cost that's about to hit businesses, and we may have to look at things. But at this moment in time, it's a £1 lotting fee, whereas our next nearest rival that does online, which is that way, down the road, not the other one in Grimsby, but down the road, they're a £7 lotting fee.
£7 per
£7 lotting fee and more percentage as well per lot.
Wow.
And they're, compared to some of the other bigger ones, they're cheap as well.
So have they got a minimum value item then that they'll take in for a special sale?
Well, no, this is the thing, and someone was talking about this in the auction the other week. They'd been to an auction room, they'd sold a load of stuff there. They had like an £8 lotting fee, plus VAT, plus commission and all the rest of it. The minimum bid was £10. They said, if your item sold at £10, with the commission, with the lotting fee and the VAT, you owed them money.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had no scruples about it. They just went, well, that's that. You know, if 20 of the lots sold at that, you lost your lot and paid them for the privilege.
Probably so busy, isn't it?
But the reason we're talking about this is because when you go into an auction room and you look at the lotting fees, so it's £1 here plus VAT, 120. You've got to take that into consideration that if your reserve that you put on that item and you're adamant about that reserve, you are going to end up paying that fee regardless.
Yeah.
Even if you put 10 lots in and none of them sell, when you come in to collect your lots that haven't sold, you'll be charged £12 because that's the £10 plus the VAT. Yeah. And people can get a little bit fed up with this, but ultimately, you know, you can't work for nothing. The thing we would always say to people is be a little bit realistic. Like you do research when you're buying stuff, why don't you do some research when you're selling stuff?
Watch a couple of auctions through. If you're going to put a load of gear in, attend the auction for the day, see what things they're making before you even put your own stuff in.
And when you see that sort of the things that we're talking about here with video recorders and DVDs, when you see that they only make £4 and £5, you've got to then ask yourself the question, if I'm not happy to get less than 30, 40 quid, don't put them in.
Yeah.
Because you can see they're not going to make that much money. And we are not that business that wants to just say, oh, well, we'll just fill the room full of not solds, because I think it was you that made a point about it, saying that when you go not sold, not sold, not sold, not sold, you can actually feel it brings the room down.
Yeah, it does. The energy drops. People are disappointed that they've not been able to bid on something because it's the starting price is higher than what they were going to pay for it. I mean, when we get in-house clearance bundles through, we have to put a VCR with a DVD, a skybox. We have to bundle them up into a pile with one ticket on it as a lot
to clear it,
because we know if we put them individually, they're just not sold.
I mean, there are the odd occasions when, you know, one of them items will make a lot of money. You might only have one in that week, and there might be 3 people after it. So, you know, there are anomalies, but generally speaking, say to anybody, you know, that comes into an auction room, do you research with selling as well as the buying? Because you've got to look at that and think, can they realistically sell that item for me at that price? Because we have always stated, and it states in our terms and conditions as well in our auction room, that any reserves have to be agreed with the auctioneer and the room. So ultimately, it has happened on occasion recently where I've come in, I've not been here. Somebody said there's a £50 reserve on that, and I said it won't make more than a tenner, and I've rang the person and said I won't put it through the auction.
Yeah.
As it goes with these ones, we didn't pick them up until afterwards because they've been on a handwritten note. So listen, guys, just think about that. Think on with that. We are not the auction room that wants to charge people just for the sake of it. but we also can't wait for nothing. We've got a lot of stuff to pay. So just think about that. I think it's one of the things in auction that people forget. It's easy just to put a reserve on, but put realistic ones on where items are going to
You
sell.
go to an auction for a reason. The reason is you're buying stuff at a cost, and that's normally a fraction of what it retails at.
Well, the thing is, I think we've covered this before, but if you become an auction buyer, you also have to become an event planner. What I mean by that is, if you are that person that says on a Saturday night, I'm going to decorate this room tomorrow, I'm going to go to B&Q in the morning, or Wickes, or wherever else, and lots of other branded places, and I'm going to do this. If you're that sort of person, it's going to cost you a lot of money because you're buying on instinct, and just literally going to go out, done. Cost you a lot of money. If you are that person that thinks, do you know what, this room could do with decorating, I want to change the furniture and all the rest of it, I know, I'll plan to do it in 6 weeks' time. I'm going to start going to the auction every week and having a look. Me and Lisa did this in our room. We bought next to new sofas, we bought oak furniture, we bought all sorts that was immaculate for probably 10% of the cost we would have paid. And our room is stunning, absolutely stunning. If you plan properly at auction, you're different. And I'll tell you why you're different, because you'll buy something and think, that'll come in handy. You're a proper bloke. Yeah, oh, that'll come in handy, that. So you'll squirrel it away somewhere in your mum's or yours.
You can't move at my mum's, can't move at Kim's. I've got a shipping container full of gear that you can't move in. I can't get to the good stuff because I've buried it.
Well, that's the thing. You will buy because you know, and I know Chris is very handy, and you've solved problems for us in the past. You've gone, I've got one of those, or I might have one of those.
Yeah, you don't forget.
It's handy to have that stuff kicking around, but generally speaking, if you're thinking about planning a job or something to do, then do it in advance. Think about what you're going to do. Come to the auction week in, week out. How many brand new items have been in this auction room recently?
Still sealed. There's just loads of it. I mean, there's no risk when something's brand new and sealed up, is there? I mean, that comes... Private vendors put things in which they've never used, but the house clearance side of things, week after week, there is just so much electricals, clothes, even furniture that's still in its box.
Well, I've told the story in the past about the washing machine we bought from it. 3 years later, still running like a good one. In fact, to be honest, it's just, God, we just had a little bit of water coming out of it once, twice recently. So we've already bought another one out of the auction ready to go in.
And I've got a garage full of shower trays.
The thing is, Chris, you know as well as I do that the savings to be made from auction can be huge. But understand how an auction works. Go to visit the auction, even if you just sit in there and don't buy anything or sell anything. Just come and look at it, or watch it on YouTube, or watch it on Facebook. Get an idea, particularly with prestige. See, I can't understand. I don't want to have a go at other auction rooms, but I feel like this is going to sound like I am doing. I don't understand when everyone sees how popular we've become, why they're not putting their auctions live on YouTube and Facebook every week.
Don't give them any ideas.
They what?
Don't give them any ideas.
But they're not going to do it. And
no,
do you know why? Well, it's not just the work, Chris. It's because some people, and I say this loosely because I've been to a lot of auctions, remember, some people have got stuff to hide. They don't want people seeing what's going on week in, week out. Yeah. Whereas if you're a good, open, honest business, let the cameras in.
Nothing to hide.
We have YouTubers filming in here. We have all the rest of it because there's nothing to hide. It's an open and transparent business where people can buy and sell, and you get what you get. But I don't know. I just don't know why other people aren't being as open and transparent as we are. The only reason I can think that you wouldn't be open and transparent, it comes down to the old CCTV thing, doesn't it? Why would you be worried about a camera when you've got nothing to hide? As long as you're doing things properly and above board, which I believe we are in here. I mean, we what we had to do this last week? Had to have a slight price increase at the coffee shop, only a slight one, because we got to the point where we'd always broke even on the coffee shop. We've started losing money week on week. So I mean, if you are a regular at Prestige, please use the coffee shop. You know, it's something that will always be there, but just help us to maintain it.
So these staff having free burgers.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we do look after our staff, though, don't we?
I had a couple on Saturday. Better tip up.
They were good, though, weren't they?
Yeah, they were brilliant. Have you changed them?
Did they taste a bit different this
Yeah.
week? Do you know where they were from?
Yeah.
Aldi's.
Really?
They were the better end Aldi's.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, they're dearer than the ones in Iceland, but they're a good
No,
burger.
you could tell.
They're a good burger. So that's that. So when it comes to the auction bits and bobs, think about reserves. Think about that. That's something that's important. And think about when you go into a room. I mean, we are actually going to do some videos on this, and we're going to involve them in the podcast at some point. But think about the way that you bid. Think about this. This is a common error in auction rooms. When you're new to an auction room, talking to your friends at the top of your voice about what you're going to bid on and how much. Guys, don't do it. All right. You might think as an auctioneer, I'd want you to do it because somebody's just going to bid you up. But don't do it. I always say to people when they're talking to me, somebody did it not long back. I went, Carl, I'm thinking of going 400 on that. I went, and I'm like, shh, don't tell them. Don't tell them what you're going to bid. Because if, that person you're stood next to saying that might be the person that put it in and thinks, oh, happy days.
I'm going to run this to 380.
Yeah. Nah, I don't want it now, mate. That one.
Yeah, I love that. See, I love that in the car auction game. When a dealer put a car in the auction and they were like, we're getting near to what the reserve was, and it just won't quite make it, and then they jump into the middle and go. Now everybody knew who'd put it in. And they go, what the reserve was on it then.
Yeah, I did go to a car auction once many years ago down at Wonderland when we used to have them at Wonderland in Claythorpes. Sadly, that stopped. Probably the do-gooders again. But there you go. So there's lots of do's and don'ts in the auction room. The other one, of course, is this.
Keep it there.
That,
Everybody behind you is just now running you up.
I watch it every week.
Yeah.
And it's usually somebody that's new to the auction. Arms straight in the air. No one's beating me. No, they're not. You're probably right, they're not. But then the dealers all stand at the back of the room watching you like that. They're not looking at me, are they?
No.
They are watching that person and going, while your arm's straight, they'll go like that. And as soon as you twitch, they go.
Yeah.
What they're doing, they're making you weaker. Because unless you're a multimillionaire, everyone's only got pockets that go so deep. If they've got items later on in the sale, the more money they can take out of people's pockets early in the sale makes them stronger at the end.
Yeah. Run you out of money early.
It's as simple as it is. And then you'll see people leaving the auction halfway through and even saying to you at the office window, oh, I've run out of money, I've got to go.
Yeah, I was going to
bid on this.
Yeah, I was going to stay for this lot.
But I've run out of money. And so don't do that. Do this. When you on your first bid, go, bid, arm down, right? Once the auctioneer, and you have your white paper in your hand to get my attention. Once I've got your attention, you can then go, you can literally stand there and go like that.
What's your favourite secret bid?
There
must be one.
We've got.
I love this.
We've got one or two people in the room who will remain nameless. That one of them. Well, I don't know if you'll catch this on the camera. And one of them goes with his eyebrows up here. Once you got his first bid, and then it's eyebrows, and there's another one that goes. I actually thought it had a twitch to start off with. Looking at it,
what's wrong with
my
you?
eyesight's not the best, and there's all sorts of little things that people do in the auction that do. I can't remember what it was. I
like the cowboy one, which is like a.
See, I do one that winds Lisa up.
Yeah, because it's annoying, isn't it?
Have you seen the one I do?
Is it that
No.
one?
I'm sat at the back of her and I'm going,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and she goes, "Don't do that. I don't like." Everyone automatically knows I'm bidding at that point.
Yeah.
Well-
There's a couple that do like the ones off Container Wars, isn't there? Like,
Yep.
yep.
This is the problem. Too many people watch too much telly, don't they? And they think that that's the way it is. They actually think that all these shows are real and as they happen, and we all know they're not.
We haven't got a couple that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got one bidder in here. I don't know if he watches these, but I'm going to say his number. I don't need to say his name. 1326. And he is a funny guy. He's over the years he's been coming. His number started at this. His number's now this big. And then he writes daft things on the back of his sheet, like "I'm with stupid" and stuff like that. And you know, when you're up there for a lot of hours, it can help. You know, I mean, what has helped a lot is since you've, you know, of course, Eddie got poorly and stopped coming and standing on the podium.
Yeah.
And I was on my own for
You
quite
did
a
it
while.
for ages, didn't you?
Yeah. And then you've sort of come in and taken over that role, and
Just try and break it up a little
that's
bit.
it. And do you know what? I think it makes it a lot more fun, and it must make it, because you sit the auction most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
It must be more fun up there.
Yeah,
than it
stay
is
awake
down
now.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're up there and you're getting involved with it and you're watching people, and watching that room is just so interesting. But listen, everybody, that's the sort of things you need to start taking into consideration. We are going to start a series of videos very soon, which me and Chris might actually host these as well as part of the podcast, which is going to be called Auction Etiquette. And we're going to do actually some scenarios in the auction room. We'll make them a little bit funny, of course, about do's and don'ts, you know. And just remember this, we covered this last week in the podcast, right? If all of a sudden you start coming to an auction, right, and you've never been to them before, you don't need a tweed hat. Okay, you
But
do
we have
not
got
need
some
it.
if you want some.
Although everyone in the town's got about 70 to sell at the minute.
Do you know what? eBay and Vinted are going to be flooded with hats now for about 6 months.
Them hats did make some money, didn't they?
Didn't they?
I bought a load.
Well, I had about a tenner down from it, but once they got to 50 quid a lot, I was like,
I was speculative buying. Anyway, before we start talking about buying, let's talk about the challenge. Okay, so last week, of course, we said to everybody, get involved with this challenge. Now, you may or may not tell us that you're involved with the challenge, but if you just listen to what we tell you week on week, you have got a very, very high chance of making money. All you needed to do was start with a £20 note. Once you've made your money back on that £20 note, the secret is to take that £20 note out. Why? Because it's psychological. Then you're playing with somebody else's money. That's what it feels like. Don't feel like you're playing with your own. If you're going to win on this challenge, you've got to stay disciplined.
what's the prize?
There is no prize.
No, there's no winner.
No, there can't be a prize because
Although we're going to have a leaderboard, are we?
we're going to have a leaderboard and we're hoping that everyone will be honest on it. But the reason we're not doing prize on it is because when you start putting prize into it, people will lie.
Yeah.
And because you can't keep your eye, you can't monitor all this. So we're just doing it as a bit of a fun in a way to teach people how to make money. Me and you know how to make money.
The prize will be
We've
the
been doing
holiday.
it for years. Yeah.
If we get to the holiday point and we can,
If you feel that you can make enough money doing this, and we've had several people that are getting involved. I was talking to my brother on the phone last night and saying, "Did you watch the podcast?" Well, oh no, I forgot about it. You want to be in the challenge, and then you're forgetting about the podcast. Come on, Jim, wake up. Yeah, this is you want to make money. We're going to show you
I
how
know.
to do it.
I'll ask you, did Jane McDonald's ring?
I've had a few missed calls, but I don't think
That'll
any
probably
of them
be
would-
it.
Yeah, I don't think Jane McDonald.
I mean, she
Right.
won't ring me because I'm blocked.
Well, I was hoping that DJ Audits would send me a key ring, right,
Yeah.
that I could sell as part of the challenge. So DJ Audits, if you are watching this, just send me a key ring.
Because you need all the help you can get. don't you?
Either give it to Ryan Rampage or send it to me at Prestige Auctions, 169 to 177 Cleethorpes Road, Grimsby, DM31 3AX. And then I can sell that. No, do you know what? If I got a DJ Audits keyring, I'd have to keep it.
Yeah, probably.
I just have to
You'd use
keep it. I think I look because I like that channel. Anyway, that's another story. So, back to the challenge. So that's the way. And of course, then it's turning the £20 into 30, into 50, into 100, into 1,000, and so on. And the more and more money you get put in your kitty, the easier it will become to make money. Of course, the secret is we are already in week 1 now. So it's a 52-week challenge. And those that make the money, we're all going to sit together if you want to, or you can do it on your own and put an holiday together and go somewhere. It may be Cleethorpes, it may be Barbados. We really don't know. We've got to see how we do. But of course, we said to everyone, if you want to buy from the auction, you can. If not, buy from wherever. But only start with that £20.
Start with a 20, even if it's charity shops or car boots.
So, of course, we started this a few weeks ago. I ballsed it all up because I bought too quickly. Didn't do any research and all the rest of it. So, what have you bought, Chris? Let's talk about it. Because it was a great buying week at the auction.
That was the hardest part of that was the hardest part of this week's auction. Was deciding what was going to be for the challenge box, because there was so much good stuff.
Ooh,
Two lots in
I
here.
like a rummage around a good box.
You'll like this. Look, you'll like this because there's some muff in it.
Where is
There,
it? Where's the muff?
here.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But it ain't an ordinary muff. It's a major one, isn't it?
Is that Stephen Hawkins? Or is it just Hawkins? Oh, it's just Hawkins.
Faux fur. Must
Faux
be
fur.
quality.
Hey, look at that. A bit of quality, that. So just explain how much did this cost you, and why did you buy each item?
Right.
Come on, so we've got to teach people. We've got to give them an idea.
Box of cars.
Okay?
Yeah.
What's special about them? Die-cast, they're heavy.
£7. Disney Pixar.
Right. £7 what? Plus the nastiness?
Yep, £7 plus commission.
So £20, £7 plus commission, so what, £8 something?
Yeah.
£8 something. What if, and where would you sell them?
I'd sell them on Vinted.
Okay.
Yeah, every single one of them, because that seems to be where the price of these is not the best, but it's the speed of sale.
They sell
So
quickly.
They sell quickly on Vinted. You can try eBay, but to be honest, they do sell better on Vinted.
Okay.
So
What do you think you'll get return on that, realistically?
that one's an easy one. They're all guaranteed sellers. I'll be left with none of them. They'll all make between £2.50 and £4 probably for that one, which is a bit rarer. So there's, as I've counted them up, I know there's £80 profit in that box.
Okay. So let's put that one there. I don't want to mess about with your muff. There you go. Put that one back in there.
This was a £3 box.
A £3 box.
A £3 box because nobody looked underneath the scarves. I mean, they're rubbish. And they were all a bit tatty and manky.
Don't smell too bad, to be honest.
Look at that.
Can I put it on?
Yeah, it's a new one. That's not too great.
Ooh, it's a bit fluffy around my head. I'm not used to having hair around my head.
There's some more muff. Loads of scarves. I ain't too worried about them. But then we've got a rogue Irish tweed. Fails with that.
In cord as well.
Yeah. More hats.
Oh, so before you go any further, so I mean, I know that something like that, brand new that it is, because this is all brand new stock, smells okay. So there's no fustiness or all that, which you can get sometimes with stuff that's been sat. But I've got to think, just from my small knowledge on stuff like that, I reckon you're going to get a tenner for that.
Yeah.
Quite easily.
£8 or £10.
So you paid £3 plus commission, £3.54 for the whole box.
Yeah.
And well, wait, so you've got this. I mean, the Harris Tweed, what are they, a tenner?
Yeah, you call it a tenner.
10, so 10, 20.
Yeah. Fiver.
25, 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
The scarves. And
look at that.
And we keep going. What's that?
It's an hat.
Oh, look at that.
It's mental, isn't it?
What do you reckon?
£5.
£5 for that. Oh look, you've even got a little video to put your
That's for your money.
and you get a free spider.
You can put your money in there. Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at that. Hey, that's Vera. It's a bit Vera-ish, that, isn't it?
I don't think that's sellable, that one. Right, and there's more.
And well, I think the thing is here, they keep coming, don't they? What's
Yeah.
that at the end there then?
This,
Yeah.
I thought this was some sort of a weird shelf, a folding shelf. Get that out of there.
Wow.
I
This
know.
was in a £3 box.
Yeah. It's new.
That's a bit funky, isn't it? Brand new.
Yeah,
What make is this? Pretty Girl.
that's the one.
Oh, wow. So you got look, all this brand new inside. Oh, I mean that's got to be a tenner.
Easy, yeah.
But-
Wood.
Wow. So I mean you've potentially got a box there, Chris. And we say this loosely because this is what we're talking about with the challenge. When we're trying to teach you how to buy and sell and to what some of the things to look out for, job lot boxes like this can be quite good. What you've got to remember is that it's easy to talk about what something's worth, but it's a little bit harder to sell it. So, what on earth's that?
I thought it were a meringue, but it isn't. It's an art, a fascinator.
Oh, it's a fascinator, isn't it?
But look who makes them.
Harris Tweed. Well, so there you go, everybody. We're just again teaching you a little bit again. So if you see that sign on anything there, Harris Tweed, that label that's just in there, Harris Tweed is started off pretty much as country type stuff, didn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of tweedy. You'll often Lisa uses the term, "Oh, it's a bit tweedy." So of course these people that wear this sort of thing, country folk and all the rest of it, but then it's become quite trendy as well to some people. So these here, Failsworth is a good name company. Now look at this, brand new with tags in a £3 box. What's that going to make you?
I don't know, because they are £80 new.
They're £80 new.
Yeah.
But so let's put it this way then. You'd have no issue getting a tenner for that.
No, I mean, I reckon it should be. I mean, if it's half price.
The thing I'm trying to point out to people here, Chris, is that there's another one there. Look.
There's two of them.
So the thing I'm trying to point, where's the bed?
The what?
The bed.
Might be in here.
The thing I'm trying to point out to people is that we've got to remember £3.54 this box costs, and you've got all this great stuff in it, which is why you need to delve around in the boxes, under the tables.
Yeah.
When we're doing clearances and other auction rooms are doing clearances, lots of boxes end up like this, where stuff. So anyway.
You had some hats, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got plenty of hats, but I didn't buy them as part of the challenge, you see.
No, well, there were too much. I've got something for you.
You got something for me?
Yeah. That tells you what they all are.
Wow.
Look.
Was these in with the box then?
Yeah, it's got the name of all the hats on it.
Well, these are all fascinators. Oh, no, there's
all sorts in it. You'll need that.
See, I had a couple. Oh, yeah. See, I had a couple of hats. Can I have that?
Yeah, I've got
Huh.
more of them, but I thought you'd need that one. Do you know why I bought this box?
Why?
Because it got this calendar girl singing it. Look.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Well, they're all Linda Bellingham. Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
It's nearly all out there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is obviously we can show this because it was a 2012 Calendar Girls calendar, and of course they are all covered.
Out of date.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2012. I mean, some of them might not look as good as that now.
That Lisa Riley's in there. Look, I'm sure she's changed a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit different, that, isn't it? Anyway, a little bit of a Brucey for you, that in there, was it?
That's the reason I bought the box.
So £3.54, and I think you're going to make, not straight away, but you're probably going to make £100 profit.
I think there's £100 profit in that.
Yeah, and I think that's good. So let's have a little think about this for a second, right? So £20 invested. Take that £20 back. Let's say conservative. Let's say there's only £50 in there, yeah, and 100 there, 150. if that's the case, at 150 with your £20 VAT, once you've got this sold, that gives you £130 to invest next time.
Yeah, but that's only 2 lots.
Of course,
There's another box I've not brought, which Jenny's having.
Right, to do, because
Yeah.
Jenny's teaming up with
That
you,
was
is
a-
that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a £3 box of soft toys.
Right. So, well on your way.
Mine's well under. That's 7, 10, 13 plus commission.
Wow.
I'm under.
Well, I can tell you that Lisa and Tom bought some scarves. They stayed under. They got them at the price they'd hoped to get them at. And I can tell you now, Lisa has already sold items.
I've sold 2 of those.
You've sold 2 cars already, and I know Lisa's already sold some items. But I'm going to be honest, I gambled.
Yeah.
I shook the dice, and I chucked it, and I gambled. And I bought this. Just 1 second. I just need to check something. Move that out of the way.
It's got your name on it.
Was? Okay. It's so heavy.
Do you need a hand?
Oh, God. I bought this. £16 plus commission, £18 something. And this is a professional stage wiring kit, which I'm going to be honest, I have read up on it, but I don't know a huge amount about other than it works. £18.88, I think it was, something like that, or whatever it was. I think with one item, I can sell that for quite easily at £250. And I don't think I'll have to try that hard. Of course, the secret is I need to get it done quite quickly because I'm tied up into one item, which can be a very risky thing to do.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm quite happy to do that is because I'm confident in what I've bought. But I think they're about £800 to buy. And there's other people selling them at 3 to 4. So I think if I go out at 250, or me and Brandon, actually, because he's my team partner on this one, if I go out at 250, I think I can get that away quite quickly.
It doesn't really look in that bad a condition, does it?
No, it don't
look like it's heavily used.
It's in really good nick. You've got all of the stuff that you need at the bottom. It's just, I think we can get that one away quick. Someone will be happy with it. And, you know, even with a bit of eBay fees, because we're selling it through an eBay business account.
Yeah.
You know, even with sort of 40 quid worth of fees, then, you know, you're looking at £180 profit if we can get it away at that price. Now, £180, if we can get that sold quickly, to move into the next round with, is significant because, as we all know, Chris, the more money you get, the easier it becomes to buy stuff. So there you go. You're on your way. You're already selling. Lisa and Tom are already on the way. They're already selling. I know some other customers are doing it as well, and they're already selling as well. So it's just me really that needs to get my act together and get that one photoed and done and get it ready to sell. Hopefully, by the time that this video goes out on Friday, it may have already sold and may already be on its way to a new home, which would be really good. So there you go.
Even if it doesn't sell quickly, because of the size of the profit, you can afford to sit. But it goes against the grain, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to sit still, because here's the problem when you're doing a challenge like this. As you know as well as I do, when you are a reseller, when anything presents the opportunity that comes into an auction room to make good money on, you don't care how much stock you've got, you're buying it.
I was hoping it was going to be a rubbish auction this week because I can't shift the gear.
Yeah,
but
that becomes a problem.
It's now a problem.
Yeah. But because we're resellers, as you know, working in the auction industry, but we're also resellers as well. You know, you've got to get that stuff turned around and get it out there. But if something presents itself, and this is what we're talking about when you get to the higher numbers of money. When you're at £20, it's harder. Yeah. When you're at £1,000 that you've made profit, and something comes up in the auction and it's only going to cost you 150, 200 quid, you don't mind investing it because you've still got plenty of money to buy other stuff with.
Yeah.
And that's how it gets easier and easier the more you make, which is why you shouldn't be tempted. And I know this is where people will fail. I already know now. They'll get to them dizzy heights of 500, £1,000. Saturday night will come round. Oh, should we have a chinky? I can't really afford it. I'll take 20 quid out of that. And then the next...
Keep it separate.
Yeah, then the next week they're thinking, oh, we'll do this and we'll do that and we'll do the other. And if you do that, you will fail at this. But we're going to try and show you by buying and selling stuff each week and keeping it separate from what we do normally, because we do all the stuff ourselves. We've both got eBay businesses and goodness knows what else. So we want you to understand that there is a way that anybody can do this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching Prestige Auctions once again. We're enjoying these podcasts. We're going to be doing more and more stuff. We're hoping next week to be doing a little bit of filming somewhere else as well. So we're going to maybe go and have a look around a few charity shops and see whatever we can do. Obviously, with me and Chris, we're both very busy people, so time constraints really do hold us back. But we do intend to get out the studio a little bit and do a little bit more. And anything for you, Chris? Any quick tips for somebody that's starting this challenge?
I don't know, really.
There's got to be something that you can use from your vast knowledge.
I'd say just when you're starting out, buy the boxes.
Yeah. And don't be scared.
You can't fail with the boxes.
No.
But I'd invest more than 20 to start, but buy 10 boxes, 3-4 quid each, 40, 50 quid. There's so much stuff in them.
And don't be scared to break even.
No, learn a lesson from it.
Yeah, breaking even, or even sometimes losing a little bit of money is a good way to learn this business. So anyway, we don't want this one to go on too long. So thank you ever so much for watching. Of course, if you do decide you want to send anything to Prestige Auctions, we've still got that offer open where you can send your box of collectibles, valuables, whatever to Prestige Auctions. We'll open them live on this table and, of course, sell them in the auction for you and pay you out the following week. We're based in Grimsby. We're a very reputable business, extremely busy one, that's for sure. Judging by Chris's back today. Anyway, moving all that stuff around. Of course, I was sat in a nice warm office sorting out the jewellery.
I copped the marble again this morning.
Oh, always get that marble. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching once again. Say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye.
And we'll see you all again very soon at the auction.